Hi bestie, welcome back to my tutorial. Welcome back to KT Fashion Design. Welcome back to my beautiful subscriber and to my returner viewers. Welcome back. So in this tutorial guys, I'll be showing you how to go about making this beautiful gorgeous pajama set guys. This is a beautiful black satin fabric. I'll be making use of this to use it for my strip, which is my bias strip for my piping, and I have this beautiful cotton fabric. This is about 4.5 yards of fabric. This fabric is very cool guys for your pajama set. It's very cool, cozy and comfortable guys. So this is a fabric that I'll be making use of. Give me a thumbs up guys. This is the promise that I make for my son, that I'm gonna go ahead and make this gorgeous beautiful pajama set for him now guys. So stick around, remember to share, like, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, some more up-to-date videos like these guys, and I will see you in my next one. Let's dive right into the cutting and sewing of this beautiful gorgeous pajama set. Hi guys, welcome back to another interesting tutorial. So this is a pajama set guys that I'm going to be creating. So this, I have this fabric here. I fold it into two this way, okay? And for the wideness that I have, you can use your hip measurement divided by 4. So mine is 11 and I just had extra 2 inches to that. That is 13 inches on fold. So this is what the measurement I'll be using. Now for the length, I have here. So the length that I have is 26 inches here, okay? And I add 2 extra inches to that. That is 28 inches in length. So the 28 inches is for my, it's 2 inches is my enough purposes, okay? So now I'm just going to go ahead to show you what I do. So I fold it into 2 this way, and this is the folded edge, as you can see here, for the back panel. So I'm going to work on the back panel first guys. So half of my client shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2 give me 8 inches. I just go ahead to mark it this way. The next, so for the back neck width, I mark 3 inches. The depth is 1 inches. Then I'm just going to go ahead and connect this point into the 3 inches line. Then from my shoulder line, I'll be stepping down 1 inches like this. And then I'm going to connect it from my shoulder slope, connect into the neckline like my shoulder slope. I connect it into the neckline. Then to get your chest line, you're going to, your chest equal bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Now you're just gonna come in and measure here to get my exact 8 inches this way, because remember I have 8 inches that way, just in order to get a straight line, and blend it in like this. So starting from this point, I'm just gonna go ahead. So this is my chest line. Now I'm gonna take my vertical measurements. So for my, from the shoulder to the waistline is 16.5. I go ahead to mark it like this. And for the length, I have 28 inches. So on the waistline, I just rule a straight line. And on my chest line, I rule a straight line like this. Now, the next thing to do, I'm going to measure the chest area, which is the bust point. So at the chest line, I'll be marking 10.5 plus 2 extra inches to that. So 1 inch is 1 inch is a stitching allowance, and I connect these points together. So to the armhole, I'm just going to divide what I have on the armhole like this into 2 to find the midpoint. And from that midpoint, I'm just going to go ahead and connect with my French curve like this. Next thing to do, I'm going to find the quarter of my client waistline, and I had 2 extra inches to that. 1 inch is 1 inch is stitching allowance, quarter of the hip line, mark it, and I had 2 extra inches to that. Then I go in with my ruler and just connect these points together this way. Then I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. So now guys, I'm gonna go ahead to put away the back panel for my top, okay, put it aside, and then I'm gonna come in with my front panel. This is my front panel, and I fold my fabric into 2 this way. As you can see, for the button stand, you can add up to 3 inches or 2.5 inches. For me, I'm using 1.5 inches for the button stand here, and just go ahead to mark it line like this. Then I will be coming in with my back panel and place it on the front panel this way. Then I'm going to trace from the shoulder line like this, and to the armhole I'll be tracing out the armhole as well, and on the from the armhole I will be tracing out the side panel like this, and then I will be go ahead to mark the width of my front panel is 3 inches this way. For the front neckline, I'll be at marking 3.5 inches, come in with my French curve and connect these points together this way. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out like this. Now I'll be removing my back panel out the way. Now, as you can see, for the armhole of the front panel, I'll be marking the midpoint coming in 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to blend it out like this. Remember, guys, I'm going to cut it out. Remember, the front armhole is deeper than the back panel. So just come in with your 1/2 inch and cut it out like this. Now for the neckline, I'm just connecting this point and cut it out for the front panel. Now on this line, I'm going to split it. But before I do that, I notched the 1.5 inches line, and then I'm cutting out the front panel this way. I have 2 pieces of the front panel this way. From this 1.5 inches that I have notched, I will just mark my 2.5 inches this way, and this is where I'm going to notch. For this ear, I'm going to connect my collar to this particular point that I notched right here. So I'm just highlighting it this way with my chalk. So now, guys, this is my front panel. So I cut 2 pieces of the interfacing. Okay, the length is the same. Okay, so the width here I have is 6 inches by 28 inches long. I go ahead to cut out my interface in the same shape like this front panel. So this is how it be looking like, guys. And the next step, I'm going to come in with my 2 interfacing, but the first thing that I'm going to do is to double fold the raw edges like this and give it a straight stitched, okay, for the 2 of them. And then I have my piping. I'm going to pipe it in to the front panel like this and sandwich it and stitch it down. So basically what I'm going to be doing is to come in with my piping, place it at the notch area where I notch, and then I place my piping all the way down like this and place the interfacing right side face each other this way, and I'm going to just go ahead and stitch it all the way down like this, and this is what it will looking like. So I'm basically stitching it on my machine, guys, as you can see, and I went ahead and notched the areas, and this is the outcome when I turn it over. I'm gonna go ahead to give it a good press, and look how lovely it is, guys. Basically I have this piece of fabric and I'm just gonna use this pattern changed around that panel so that I can have a fold in like this. Okay, so guys, this is my pocket, and I went ahead to cut it out about 1.5. Okay, I'm gonna pipe it in the inward part this way, and you're gonna have this piping again like at the front panel here. So on the shoulder part, you notice I mark 1/2 inch. From that 1/2 inch, you know that is a stitching for the shoulder. So to insert to place my pocket, and I'm just going to stitch it all the way around like this. I think so gorgeous, guys. And here, so this is my pocket, so I'm placing my hand inward like this, and this is how it will be looking like. So now basically this is my front panel, as you can see here. Okay, so look how beautiful it is, guys. So now I'm going to place my back panel right sides facing each other. I'm going to go ahead to, this is my back panel, I'm coming in my them up together. This is the right side facing each other. So let's go ahead and, so for this interfacing, I'm not going to trouble this interfacing here. So what I'm going to do is to leave that out. So just go ahead to join shoulder to shoulder this way 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to do the opposite the same. Remove this out the way, the interfacing, and join the shoulder. Just go ahead and line it up this way and stitch it across this way about 1/2 inch. So now, guys, basically I went ahead and stitched my shoulder and I weave it this way, as you can see. So next thing to do, I went ahead and take the circumferences of my armhole, and I went ahead to cut out my basic sleeve. In my next tutorial guys, I will show you how to cut out a long sleeve and a short sleeve pattern. So let's dive right into it, because I don't want my video to be too long at this point. So let's dive right into it now guys. And pipe it into. Basically there's several methods of doing a piping. For me, I went ahead and stitched my piping this way and put it at the front panel, and then I'm just going to give it a top stitch. This is the front panel, and I went ahead and stitch it down. So this is my piping, as you can see. Very beautiful guys, and so lovely. So I'm going to go ahead to do the next sleeve like this now guys, so that you can actually see how lovely it is coming in out. And yeah, so this is basically what we're looking like guys of my pajama set. So this is the armhole line. Okay guys, I open it up one side, so I'm going to show you for one side, and then I'm going to do the opposite side the same way. Okay, so this is my sleeve. I went ahead and notched the midpoint here. So on the shoulder line here, where this is the shoulder line here guys, as you can see here, so you're just going to line it up like this. Okay, seam to seam this way. Just go in with your pin and pin it down in place all the way around like this. So I'm just remember that 1 inch that I give for my allowance. Basically I went ahead and weave in the inner part, and I stitched down the sides like this. So next thing to do is to work on the neckline. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up my collar for this. So I'm gonna measure from here, which is the notching point, right around to see what I'm having here. Let's measure carefully right around like this. Okay, so this notching here, I have 13 inches this way, 13 inches. So this is my next notch point. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut up. So guys, I fold my fabric into two this way, and I'm going to use this folded edge down this way. So the measurement that I took is 13 inches this way guys. All right, my 13 inches on this line. Now the next thing to do is to find half of 13 is 6.5, which is in the mid center here this way. I'm going to come in about half an inch like this. So I'm just going to measure 4 inches upward this way, both side, and then come in about half an inch on this side like this. Can't you see? Half an inch, and then just measure. This is just an easy color, okay guys. Half an inch like this, and just connect from this midpoint like this. So I'm just going to fold it into two. All right, and remember on this other side, the height of the collar I'll be using 4 inches. So remember, half an inch this way. Let's give it and start from here. The height of the collar is 4 inches. Just blend it up this way, and then I'm just going to make a curve just to shape it out, or draw a straight line like this. Shape it out like this guys. All right. So I have two of the, so this is my color guys. This is how it be looking like. I have two of this. Can't you see? I'm going to place a stay. You can actually place a stay on it. So I'm going to go ahead for my piping. I'm just going to sandwich it guys, right sides facing each other this way. So basically it's going to pipe it this way, all the way like this. All right, and leave half an inch on the bottom side like this, and then I'm going to place this over it like this and stitch it. When you sandwich it, you're going to stitch it inward this way all the way around, and then I'm going to show you the next step guys. So now guys, after stitching it, this is what it will looking like. I went ahead and notched all the seams like right around, and I trimmed the corner which is the excess. I trim it off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over like this, and this is how it will looking like. So you can see how lovely this is, as you can see here. So I'm just going to go ahead to give it a good press, and then I'm going to show you the next step, guys. So remember to find the midpoint of this. So I'm going to fold it this way and ensure that I fold the midpoint like this. And after finding the midpoint like this, I'm going to go ahead to stitch my collar. This is my collar now, guys. Stitched on the neckline, I'm going to place my, you're going to notch up shoulder seam to shoulder seam this way, line them up together, find the midpoint, ensure you fold this part this way, line them up together this way, guys. Okay, all right, just go ahead like this. So this is what I have, guys. So this is the shoulder line here, and this is the next shoulder line. So I'm going to stitch from this shoulder line here, come straight down in here like this, and stop at that particular point. And after stitching it, then I'm going to show you the next step. So now guys, after stitching it from the shoulder line to the next shoulder, what I'm going to do is notched here to the shoulder line. Just go in where the stitches is and notch it. Okay, just go ahead to notch it. So after notching the shoulder line like this, you're going to come in with your top panel like this, so the collar, and go ahead and just give it a stitch straight into the ditch here like this. So now guys, after stitching it, this is what it will looking like in the inward part, and the outer part look this way. So what I'm going to do, this is the part this way, I'm going to turn this over like this part here, and then you're going to lap this. Ensure that this part notch up into this seam here like this, and you're going to lap this like this. Okay, and I'm going to pin it in place and just go ahead and stitch it straight across like this. So I'm going to do on the opposite side the same procedure like what I'm doing here now, guys, and stitch it in place, and then I'm going to show you the next step. So now guys, it is very beautiful and very gorgeous, very lovely, guys, as you can see. And the next step to do, I'm just going to go ahead to hem the base. Basically what I'm going to show you, so this is the seam, this is the hemming part, so this is the front panel, and I'm going to fold this like this. I came up 1.5 inches, so I'm going to stitch here in this seam here, and then I'm going to turn it over. So I'm going to stitch it now and show you what it be looking like. So guys, after stitching my 1.5 inches, this edge here, just gonna trim it this way. All right, you don't want a bulkiness there, so you're gonna turn it over this way like so, and ensure that you can pull it out. So after pulling it out this way, this is how it will be looking like at the edge. All right, and then you're going to fold in your stitching, fold it this way, and go ahead and stitch it. So this is how it be looking like after doing it. This is how it be looking like at the bottom part, and you're going to go ahead and fold in 1/2 inch this way, and just go ahead and stitch it straight across. All right, just stitch it, fold it in, stitched all the way down, and then I'm going to show the next. Basically, I'm making my buttonhole this way, as you can see at this particular point on my machine here, guys. So this here is my buttonhole. So and this is my button, so you just go ahead like this and place your button like this at the back panel like this, as you can see, and then I'm going to make my buttonhole. You can see that I have actually spaced it out about from here, which is 3.5 inches like this, and I come in about 1/4 inch here, mark it this way, draw a straight line, and measure from here, this 1/4 inch to here is about 1 inches, and then mark a straight line like this as a guide, like this. So the next thing to do, I'm just going to place my press. I don't know if you can see clearly. So I'm making my buttonhole now, guys, as you can see. So I'm just gradually going to go like this. Okay, make my buttonhole like this, and then after making that, next thing I'm just going to place this on here. This is the AC that gave me that stitch right across, and then I'm going to place it at B. So you have to shift it, guys, to make your buttonhole like this. So I'm just going to go down like this. I don't know if you can gradually see the buttonhole that I'm making here and creating there, guys, like this, all the way down like that. So I'm going to show you the next step, guys. So guys, basically this is my buttonhole, and I went ahead and do my buttonhole. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I could actually use 5, but I'm leaving out this one here. Let's have a little open at the front. So I place my neckline together, line it up together, and pin it in place. So what I'm going to do now is to go ahead like this, and from the middle of this, I'm going to push it through this way. This is the center here with my needle, and I do have buttonhole constant, so this is the middle of my my needle into the buttonhole. So I'm gonna place my button like this, and I'm gonna pull it through like this, and I'm gonna stitch my button on this side. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up this way like this, away from that, and then I'm gonna go ahead to stitch it on this side, and then I'm gonna show you the next step. Okay. So guys, basically this is what it be looking like. The button, I attach my button, and this is how it be looking like, guys. As you can see, it's very beautiful, very gorgeous. And also my button also, I have my seam ripper here. So what I'm gonna do is to go in and put it in the middle and just to pull it through. Just take your time gently, do not tart it, and just pull it this way. All right, to make your buttonhole like this with your seam ripper. Go in a bit like this to make your hole like this. Okay, so and then you can just go ahead like this and place it this way, inward like this. I'm gonna do for all these and punch the hole with my seam ripper, and then I'm gonna show you the next step. So now guys, so beautiful it is looking like in the inside part, and it is so lovely, guys, and the hemming part, guys, and it's very beautiful. And I made the hole, I punched a hole for the button. So I'm just going to, so guys, this is how it is beautiful and looking gorgeous, and this is the product. So I'm gonna go ahead to do the cutting and sewing of the pajama pant now, guys. Showing you how to make this pajama pant, and I fold my fabric into 4. So this is in 2, and I fold it again into 2, that is in 4. So the first step that I'm going to be doing is from here to here, I mark 2 inches for my casing. So I'm going to use my elastic to place my casing. So this is my 1 inches elastic that I'm going to be using into this casing line. So from here is my waistline. So from here to here, I'm going to take the length of my, so I'm going to measure. So the length that I have here is 38 inches long, and this leftover pieces that I have here, I'm going to be using it up. Okay, so this is 4.5 inches. So I'm going to make I'm going to use it up for the base of my pants. I'm going to come in with my piping and stitch it this way. So I'm going to show you that in the, and the next step that I'm going to be doing here, from my waistline I'll be coming down 12.5 inches for my crotch line. Okay, and from this line I rule a straight line across like this. and my hip circumference is 44 divided by 4, which is 11 inches, and I had 1 extra inches, so that will be 12. So anything on the crotch line, I'll be extended to the waistline and mark it straight line to the connect to the crotch line. So on this part, I'll be marking 2.5 inches this way and make a beautiful curve like this. So this is basically what I have so far. So for the length here, for the ankle part, the ankle is about 16 inches divided by 2, which is 8 inches, and I go ahead to connect this from a straight line, connect to the crotch line like this. Okay guys, so this is how it be looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead now to cut it out. Doing it, this is how the crotch will be looking like. So I'm gonna stitch 1/2 inch right around. So I have 2 of them together, so I'm gonna stitch it this way, and then I'm gonna show you the next step, guys. So guys, I went ahead and stitched down my crotch area like this, and I fold my casing inward like this and press it out. I fold in 1/2 inch, then pressing out this for my casing. So I went ahead. So what I'm gonna do is to stitch the collie. This is the hemming purpose. It's so clean and polished. This look like, guys, with the seam here at the front panel of the base of my pants, and then I'm gonna show you how I come up with this. Okay, so this is my 4.5 inches that I cut off, and I fold it into 2 this way, as you can see. So I'm gonna go ahead like this and stitch it from here like this all the way down, and then I'm gonna, when I stitch it, I'm gonna turn it upward this way, and then I'm gonna go ahead to place it this way and pin it down all the way like this and give it a top stitch at the front panel, so it's gonna be have a clean finish this way. So I'm gonna go ahead to do that now and show the next step. So basically guys, after stitching it, I trim down a 1/4 inch and I turn it on the right side this way. This is how it be looking like. So I will be coming in with my piping this way and go ahead like this on the front panel and go ahead to give it a straight stitch across, and that's basically what it be going to be looking like, and you're gonna have this neat clean finish on the back panel this way. So that's basically, so this is basically finished, guys, after stitching the both of them. This is how it be looking, very beautiful, very gorgeous. I'm gonna close it up now from this the crotch area, notch it up seam to seam and stitch it in the inseam right around 1/2 inch, and then I'm gonna stitch the casing for my elastic casing, and then I'm gonna close it off and stitch the raw edges, and then I'm gonna show the next step. Guys, basically this is my final product of this pant here. This is so lovely, guys, of the pajama pant, and this is what it's looking like. And also for the shirt pajama top, and this is how it be looking like. Very beautiful, very gorgeous, as you can see, and it fits well, and it's loving it so much, as you can see here like this. So basically this is the final product of this beautiful, gorgeous pajama. So guys, if this is something that you are totally interested in, like to share, subscribe to my channel, also turn on the notification bell for more up-to-date videos like these, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.